Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace. If you're new, I'm Jessica. Today I'm going to show you what I sent out to my Patreon members for February. And even if you're not a Patreon member, maybe you like to send mail to pen pals or just get an idea of what you can send to your friends as well. So I hope that this gives you some ideas, or you just like watching me open up these little packets. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I have 4 different tiers. I actually have 5, but I grouped 2 of them together because one's just international. So I'm gonna start with the smallest one. This is the Dandelion tier. It's a $5 a month tier. You get to have access to early videos, printables, things like that, and I always at least try to send a mail every month. I've never missed a month, but it's not guaranteed that you'll get mail on this tier. But again, I've never actually not sent anything. So it's just gonna be a really basic little package for this tier. And you're gonna get your little welcome letter that everyone gets. You get a postcard, and this month I sent out these postcards. They're all different as always, but they are so pretty. I love them. And then this month, the main make were these little watercolor stamped journaling cards. These were so fun to make. I put lots of effort into making them. This tier gets a smaller one, so this is just kind of like a small journaling card. I did the stamping and watercoloring. And so there is that tier. Okay, then let's move on to the Lilies tier. We're gonna go ahead and pop in. And now if you want any more information on my Patreon, it's always linked below. Okay, so you're gonna go get the welcome letter. You are going to get your postcard. And I have a video coming showing 5 different ways to use a postcard in your journal. So stay tuned for that. You're going to get your watercolor card, and they're all different colors, but kind of the same design. And this is a bigger one. It's like a 4x3, I guess. I think that's what size it is. And then you're going to get some samples of watercolor dyed paper that I recently made in a video, and if it's not up, then it will be up soon. So these are folded in half just to fit in the package a little bit better. So you get that. And then you get a little embossed bag. I hope you can see there are little hearts, and I just thought it was perfect for February, but also not too Valentine's that you couldn't use it. You can see that. So I embossed all of these, and then I'm gonna keep the inside a surprise. It's just a tiny little surprise, something fun for you to use in your journals. So there's that month, or that tier. Then we're gonna move along to the roses tier, and this is also the same tier as, this is also the Lotus tier, so if you're international, this is what you get. So again, it always starts out with the same stuff. This postcard is so pretty. I love the colors and the design so much. This watercolor card, if you can see, the watercolor on this is shimmery. So pretty in real life. It's hard to see on camera, but love that. And then you will also get the watercolor sampled paper here. You will get an embossed little bag, and again, there's some goodies in there. You will also get an embossed policy envelope, and so see, it has a little window, and a lot of times I'll ink these up, but I left this one blank because I really like how it looks, but also this will give the recipient a chance to make it however they want, and so yeah, be so cute with a tag or something pretty down here. And then this tier also gets a little 5-piece junk journal kit, and it just has basic items that you can use in your journal, like that. Things that you might not want to buy in bulk. And then the biggest tier is the Orchids tier. So we're going to open this up. This is the postcard for this one. That almost felt like 2. This is a really thick cardstock, or I guess paper, and then it's also matte, which I just love that. I hope I can find more postcards that are matte. And then you'll get the watercolor journal card. You will get the little embossed bag. It's really hard to tell on camera, but it's very obvious in real life. And And this one you'll get a few extra items, or it's all different items, but it's just some fun little, I didn't want to show everything kind of. And then you will get your embossed envelope, and for this tier I did put a die cut in there. It's a little butterfly die cut. You're going to get the watercolor paper samples, I guess samples, I don't know, because they're like half sheets. And then you'll get a full sheet of coffee dyed paper. Again, I do have to fold it, but you can flatten it out very easily if you want to put books down or with an iron. So if you wanted to use that in a journal. And then another little journaling card, and you get the 5-piece little junk journal kit for this one. So I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing that. Now, I thought it would be kind of fun to use some of these things in my idea journal. And I don't actually have this thought out at all, but I'm gonna grab my journal because this is something that I've been wanting to do regularly. I think off the top of my head, well, first I'm gonna open up to a blank page here. And then I have my items. So I'm sort of thinking, I'm just gonna use, again, the biggest tier. I'm just gonna use this one just to give you an idea of how I'd use all these things. And I may or may not use them all, but we have coffee dyed paper, so I could almost cover that if I wanted. Ooh, or I could do a little collage-y bit with the watercolor paper as well. Okay, I'm gonna just grab my glue and just start going. So I think what I want to do is, yeah, I'm gonna tear this. Tear this into a few pieces. The funny thing is, like I said, I don't have this planned out at all. I usually try to think of some kind of an idea, but I did not do that this time. So I'm just going to glue this one down. Ooh, it would be cool to do like a patchwork design with these, but I kind of want to just do it super quick. So I think I might need some extra time if I was going to do something like that. Okay. I'm not trying to go for like a super perfect look here or anything like that. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about how I want to use that postcard. And like I told you, I have a video coming, or maybe it's already up, using postcards. And I may go ahead and use one of the ideas that I would be using in that video. We'll see. We're just going to kind of overlap it a tiny bit, and then I'm going to just put this down, glue this down here. Okay, I'm going to do basically the same thing to the other side, but this time I'm going to start with the watercolor paper. Ooh, that's a pretty piece. Because the back and front of these papers always looked a bit different. The designs are different on each side, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm just kind of slightly measuring how big I need each piece to be, and then just tearing it so that it's not perfect. So I guess this kind of will look patchworky, but not exactly. And if I had more time, I would spend more time gluing this down so that like all of the sides. This would also look really cool to have it be, what am I trying to say? To sew around each piece. You wouldn't be able to do it in a journal, but it would be really cool if you could do that. Okay, I think, what side do we like better? There's that one, or that one. I think we'll do the first one. Okay. Just like that. And then we finish it off with some of, this is fun. I've actually just never done this. This is why I like, this is why sometimes I just like to be able to do spur of the moment layouts, because you always discover something different. And you might end up liking what your brain's telling you to do out of nowhere. Okay. Now, again, since I'm making this pretty quick, I'm not going to spend too much time. But let's see. I love this, and I'm thinking, let's grab some ink. I just grabbed the first one. I'm going to grab this pine needles. Ooh, and this will actually, okay, so I'm going to get kind of a lot of ink on there. Oops. And just kind of go in circular motions, trying to just get like that top layer of embossing. There we go. Yeah, that looks so cool. You can really see it a lot more when you add a little bit of ink. And that embossing folder came from, where did I get it? I believe it was Joann's, so it's hard to remember. Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna make this simple because I don't have any photos to add, so this is just more of an idea page, I guess, if that makes sense. Oh, we do have the I forgot about the watercolor card, and that would be super pretty to be shown on this layout as well, since everything's kind of watercolory, sort of like that in the middle. But then how are we going to, I wanted to do something with the postcard, but maybe I will save that for the postcard video. Okay, we have all these other things we could use too, but we don't have to use everything, so that's okay. Now that I'm realizing we have so many butterfly items, okay, sort of have an idea. I'm just gonna have to lay this out for just a moment here. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna take some washi tape. I hope I have some right next to me. Sorry guys. I promise I'm trying to make this a pretty quick layout. Okay, I'm just gonna take, I have this grid washi tape from Amazon. Whoops. And I'm gonna take, if I had thick washi tape near me, I would actually use that, but I don't. I am going to add a little piece to the top so that this can flip up, and then you can add some journaling. I don't want that to get glued down. You can add journaling to the back. Since I don't exactly know if I'll ever come back to this journal, and maybe I'll actually add some journaling to it since it's just an idea journal, it might be nice to actually have access to the back so that you can do journaling on the back there. And that's not exactly straight, but that's okay. Okay, so I want these to lay out like that, but before we do that, we're going to do a fun little thing. I learned this from Kara Brandon actually, and I have one right here. And so this is the postcard, but it's actually a little hidden journaling spot. So we're gonna make that, and again, this is gonna probably be in that postcard idea video, but that's okay. We can show it several times. So we're just cutting a little piece off on the top. Okay, just like that. You don't have to measure. We ain't gonna measure. I'm going to use one of the guest checks. I think I have everything I need actually in this little kit to do this. Okay, so then you'll need some kind of a paper to glue on the top part here. This is going to be where you'll do like your journaling, and you, let's see, you're gonna, well, we'll just start by gluing it down and then I'll tell you. Now, you don't want it to be all the way, you want it to be less wide. So you want to have space on each side, enough space to have this go into a pocket. And then on top of that, we're going to need to trim it down. So we also want it to be shorter than the postcard, so I'm just going to trim like right here. Just want to have this be a quick little thing. And then we need something for the back to close this off, and I'm seeing if I have like scrap paper or something, because you're not actually going to see this part and I don't want to use up pretty paper. So let me actually just grab, yeah, this will be okay. No, that won't be okay. Sorry, let me grab a piece of music paper. We'll just use some music paper here. And you want this to be the same size as your full postcard, so we could have cut that out. Sorry, not, okay, let's say that again. You want this second piece to be the same size as the bottom part of your postcard. See, I didn't plan this out. Oh my gosh, I've got so many questions about these scissors, which I love. The funny thing is they're from IKEA. So anyways, now what we're gonna do is make sure you have this orientation correctly here. There we go. You are going to glue the back piece on as a pocket. So just all the way around the 3 edges like that. And be very careful, which I'm not doing, to only get that glue on the very outside. Okay. And then go ahead and place your backing on there. Then you have your pocket. There you go. And then you can slide your little journaling, make sure that everything fits okay. If you need to trim anything, you can do that then. And then you can just line everything up, and I usually like to put something heavy on it so that everything dries, so that it looks like it's one piece, but you get the point. So now that we did that, I wanted to have these kind of lined up like this. So I'm actually going to glue this down, and remember, if you're gluing this into a journal, only glue that bottom part so that you can pull the second part up. I'm gonna put this almost to the top and in the middle here. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of layer these pieces on, although again, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it would be good to use washi tape, and then we can flip them around. I think I could put it here on this side, and then I'm trying to think how this would go. No, I think we would need the washi tape on this side. Don't really want to cover up that butterfly too much, so just do it on the very edge. I think that works. Kind of thinking this through here. It's going to be kind of a little interactive element. Okay, so you have journaling over here, or I would probably put a picture on that side. I don't know. And then we're going to layer this here. I'm going to push that little butterfly die cut all the way down so that you can actually see it a little bit better. Might need to trim it, but I'm not exactly going to do that for this video. And then this part, I'm just going to glue the flap down, and that only half of the flap's going to get glued because the way I'm layering this, only half of it is touching this part, and I don't want it to be glued down to the bottom because then we can't flip it. So you'll see we can flip it up. I can put something in here, and then we can flip this over, and then also we can just leave everything down if we wanted, and then we have our little secret spot right there. And there we go. So that was really fun and a bit of a challenge, but I hope that you guys enjoyed that. And I hope that you're able to use the things that I send you. I really do. And that's it. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.